Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. I never expected that doing something out of pure love could twist into a moment so humiliating it still sits heavy in my chest. My name's Elliot. I'm 29, and I've been with Clara for about 3 years. To anyone on the outside, we look picture perfect. We laughed at the same dumb jokes, teased each other constantly, and spent our weekends drifting from small cafes to hidden hiking spots. I honestly believed I understood her humor, her quirks, her way of showing affection. It was a Thursday morning when I decided to do something thoughtful. Clara had been drowning in work stress for weeks, and I wanted to lift her spirits. Months earlier, she'd mentioned this little artisan shop with hand-painted jewelry, the kind of place people stumble upon once and never forget. I figured I'd surprise her with a charm bracelet. Something simple but meaningful. My way of saying, I love you without actually saying it. I didn't tell anyone about my plan, not friends, not family. I wanted it to be just between us. So I got in my car, drove across town for 20 minutes, humming along to my playlist, feeling lighter than I had in a while. The kind of lightness that hits you when you know you're about to make someone smile. The bell chimed when I stepped into the shop, and the smell of polish would mix with fresh paint wrapped around me. I picked out charms in her favorite soft pastel shades, lilac, blush pink, pale teal. I pictured her reaction with each one I held. I even slid in a small handwritten note. For all the times you make me feel like the luckiest guy alive. Love, Elliot. I paid, tucked the bracelet into a little paper bag, and walked out feeling full. I texted her, heading over. Can't wait to see you. She replied almost instantly. Cool. I'm finishing up some work. Don't take too long. I shrugged it off, assuming she was buried in emails. When I got to her place, she was curled on the couch with her headphones in, eyes glued to her phone. Some half-smirk played on her face at whatever she was watching. I called her name quietly. Nothing. I cleared my throat. Still nothing. I tapped her shoulder, and she finally looked up. She smiled, but it wasn't the smile I expected. It was polite, distant, the kind someone puts on because manners require it. Hey, Elliot, she said casually. You're early. I held out the bag. Got you something. Her eyes flicked to it, then immediately back to her screen. Oh, thanks, she muttered, barely interested. I stood there frozen, the heaviness settling in my chest. I hadn't wanted her to jump with excitement, but I definitely hadn't expected indifference. I laughed lightly, trying to ease the awkwardness. I thought you might like it. Her phone buzzed. She glanced down, then giggled softly at whatever popped up. I leaned a little closer, curious. That's when I saw it. She'd already taken a picture of the bracelet and my note and posted it. When your boyfriend thinks a bracelet can fix my mood, LOL. My stomach dropped. Clara, what are you doing? She looked up with this bright, proud little sparkle in her eyes. Just sharing a funny moment, she said. Everyone needs a laugh. My throat tightened. My heart was pounding. I had spent the whole morning thinking of her, driving across town, picking something meaningful, and she turned it into a joke for strangers. I wanted to snatch the bag back, to make her understand how much it hurt. But I didn't. Instead, I sat down on the edge of the couch, gripping the bag so tight my fingers ached. Do you even understand how humiliating that is? I said, voice barely above a whisper. Clara shrugged, leaning back. I was just joking. Don't take things so seriously. Everyone's laughing. Don't be so sensitive. Her words cut deeper than anything she could have posted. I tried to convince myself it wasn't a big deal. Just a joke. Just a post. But the sting of being mocked by someone I trusted, someone I loved, couldn't be brushed away. Watching her laugh at her phone, at the comments, at me, something inside me shifted. This wasn't about jewelry, or stress, or a bad day. This was about how she valued my effort, which was not at all. I stepped outside for air, pacing the sidewalk with the little bag still in my hand. Part of me wanted to go back inside and explode. But another part, the quieter part I'd been ignoring, reminded me that I'd been excusing disrespect for a long time. I looked down at the bracelet in my hands. It really was beautiful, thoughtful, personal. And painfully, I realized it would never matter to her. That evening, instead of going back inside, I drove around with no destination. The lights blurred past as my mind raced. By the time I parked near the old pier, my hands were still trembling. The bracelet sat untouched in my pocket, and I knew I couldn't just let this slide. I called my best friend Max and told him everything. She posted it. I said, she mocked me, everything. Max didn't hesitate. Elliot, she crossed a line. Nobody gets to turn you into a punchline, not someone who claims to care about you. I didn't know how to respond. I thought I loved Clara. Maybe I did. But when someone publicly laughs at the parts of you that come from the heart, something breaks. Slowly, quietly. A disappointment so deep it changes you. When I got home, I placed the bracelet on my desk and sat there staring at it. And a heavy truth fell into place. Maybe the love I thought was shared had never really been equal. Maybe this moment was the clarity I had avoided for too long. The next morning, I called Clara. Hey, Elliot, she said casually. Everything okay? We need to talk, I replied. She paused, then let out a light laugh. Talk about what? The post? It wasn't that serious. That laugh, casual, dismissive, sealed everything for me. But I still went to her apartment. She was on the couch again, scrolling just like the day before. I held up the tiny bag. This is for you. Oh, thanks, she said without really looking. I set the bracelet on the coffee table, sat across from her, and spoke calmly. I've been trying to show you love in ways that matter, but you've turned me into a joke instead. I deserve someone who values the effort, the intention, behind what I do, and that's clearly not you. She raised a brow, annoyed,